Hi, I'm John, and thanks for watching this eye-opening face fat video. It's about how one all-natural and kind of weird formula helped me get rid of my chubby cheeks and double chin, and how I finally started adding more definition to my face in just a few weeks after using it. I achieved awesome results in literally under 2 hours a week. That's less than 14 minutes a day, without spending $5,000 for painful liposuction surgery and without any side effects. It's 100% natural. In fact, since December 2006, I've shared this trick with over 20,000 people in 84 countries. Just like me, all these people have also used this formula to get a leaner, sexier, and younger-looking face in literally less than a few short weeks. Now, I have to warn you first. This video contains one of my biggest personal issues that I used to have, and I don't feel very comfortable with it. Now, I will only have this online for a very short period of time, so watch this while you can. Now, you may think you've heard it all, maybe even tried it all, when it comes to getting rid of that annoying face fat. But you've probably not heard of this. And it's not a wonder pill. It's not about losing weight. It's not about exercising in the gym. But before I tell you more about it, let me first ask you a couple of questions. But please be honest when you answer. Do you have a thin or average body type, but you have fat cheeks or a double chin? In other words, face fat, and you really hate it? Are you tired of looking at your face in the mirror and thinking, if I had higher cheekbones and a defined jawline, I'd be more sexy? Do you feel embarrassed or uncomfortable when smiling because most of the time you feel that your face is fat or big? Now, do you usually avoid being around cameras because you're afraid your face will look chubby in the pictures and your look will be screwed? Do you sometimes wake up and say, I like how my face looks today, no puffiness. But why can't my face always be like this? Do you feel secretly jealous when you look or talk to people who have a sexy face structure? Now, if you answered yes to any of these questions, then I have some important news for you. You're not alone. In fact, that list of questions was created from years of personal frustration and from learning about this problem for myself during my previous modeling career. And if you're anything like me and you're currently struggling with face fat, then you probably know that you're walking through life feeling fat without actually being fat. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But hey, I don't need to convince you that of all the facial features, it's defined cheeks and jawline that separate the beautiful, young, and sexy, from the plain Janes. We both already know that. Also you. You can hide the aspects of your body that you're not happy with clothing or undergarments. But, unfortunately, there's no way to hide your face fat. It's right there on your face, and everyone's able to see this part of yours that you might not be happy or comfortable with. But the good news is that in this video, you're going to discover the top-rated and most complete face fitness program ever developed. It's been featured not only in Google, MSN, ClickBank, and YouTube, but it's also been featured in award-winning websites like e-zine articles, fitness.com, Makeup Talk, Women's Health, Men's Health, and About.com. And I don't care if you're male or female, thin or fat, young or old, or if you've tried everything before. I don't even care if you were told you don't have the right genes for that face. If you're suffering from face fat, I'll show you a formula to get a leaner, more defined face that's going to drive attention. And, as I said, in 14 minutes a day. And I meant it. And once you're the new you, you'll feel healthier. You'll wake up in the morning with no face fat, no face puffiness, ready to take on the day with energy you've never had before. You'll look better, more desirable. Just think how great it's going to feel when you start getting way more likes from your friends every time you upload a photo on Facebook complimenting your sexy smile. You're also going to be noticing that the opposite sex is secretly glancing at you left and right. You'll have newfound confidence. Never again feel uncomfortable when you smile, because there'll be no face fat to cause this terrible feeling. No matter what anyone tells you, the truth is that the easiest and most foolproof way to have people feel different about you is for you to feel different about yourself. Well, you don't have to just imagine anymore. Now, you probably have a question for me, and you should. You're probably thinking, why should I believe that you can help me? Well, I'm actually a pretty normal guy who went through a point where I decided that I needed to get this part of my modeling career, called losing face fat and getting a slimmer and better looking face, handled. I wasn't fat at all, and I've always been the skinny guy. I won't bore you with the details, but I was going through a time where I'd been involved with the modeling industry and had some success, but I was failing with many casting calls because of one single problem. My problem was face fat. And the worst thing is that I had no idea how to lose face fat or how to add more definition to my facial features like the pros. Now, most of the people around me were telling me it's impossible to just lose fat from the face, and the only way to do this was by having plastic surgery. But hey, not only could I not afford paying $5,000 for plastic surgery, but I was also afraid of the pain and the idea of going under the knife. So after being frustrated and quitting photo shoots and fashion shows, one night I was talking to George, one of my best friends, and I said, if there's a way to lose belly fat, there must also be a way to lose face fat. So I'm going to figure this out for myself, no matter what it takes. Well, it wasn't exactly easy to figure out. I tried everything. I spent the next year or so reading a lot of weight loss books and dietary books, watching facial exercise tapes, going to the gym, visiting dermatologists, and generally trying out a lot of wacky ideas that I was learning. I tried to lose weight, but it didn't work. I tried almost every diet I came across, but they didn't work. I spent thousands on facial exercising programs, but they didn't work. I spent over $300 for gym fees, but it didn't work. I spent endless hours browsing forums and searching for tips online, blindly believing everything I heard. But again, nothing. Through this learning curve, I discovered something interesting. Actually, what was working for my body wasn't working for my face, and that made me realize that body fat isn't the same as face fat. The more healthy diet plans I was following, the more unwanted body weight I was losing, and the more bloated my face was becoming. Why? How come? Strange, isn't it? Well, there's this thing called water retention which affects our body, and it has nothing to do with drinking less water or dehydrating your body. Water retention occurs when the cells around your body accumulate more water than they need. Now, when this happens, your skin gets puffy and bloated, and as a result, your facial structure and the muscle symmetry on your face gets bloated and out of proportion. As a result, you'll have problem areas like a double chin, puffy cheeks, you'll have a swollen, tender-looking face, and different problems like that. It may sound complicated stuff for you now, but it's not. As I said, I did the hard part of this job, and that hard part was to find the solution to this problem. So how did I do it? How did I manage to get rid of face fat? The real break came when I started meeting and talking with real people from the fashion industry, successful models who had zero face fat and who had unbelievable sculpted-looking faces and jawlines, just like I've always wanted. I'm talking about the people who had figured out how to add facial definition by losing face fat and without plastic surgery. As I learned from these people, I noticed that they did certain things. The more things I saw that actually worked to lose face fat, the more I began to think that I might be on the verge of discovering something big. To make a long story short, I made rapid progress by learning from these models and industry experts, and I took the things I learned from them, tested and refined the ideas into a step-by-step system, and put it all together for myself. So after a lot of study, time and effort spent researching the topic, I've finally broken the code and learned the secrets of how to lose face fat for myself, and yes, without plastic surgery. And while I was researching and seeing so many frustrated people like me struggling to lose face fat and uncover higher cheekbones and literally wasting their hard-earned money on worthless products, I decided it was time to put together my own step-by-step system to help them too. But don't take my word. Listen to what real people have to say about my proven face fitness formula.
I'm really seeing results on my face, which really felt tired before, and I'm no longer worried about sleepless nights and wrinkles because I know my face fitness session will do all the magic.
All of you watching the video now, I just say, just give it a go. Become a member of the Face Fitness Center and just redefine your face and redefine your facial well-being.
It's just like exercising your body. So having exercises for the face is something nice and new, which I haven't ever tried in my life. So everyone out there should try it.
I cannot thank you enough, John, for everything you've done. I highly recommend this program, and all I can say is all the other programs that I've ever tried before fall short.
From my cheeks, I had a double chin and I've almost lost it. I feel great, and I strongly recommend this program to everybody.
After doing the facial exercises, you're gonna feel, a little sore at first, but after that, the feeling of being sore knows that you did something right, and it's a great feeling to know how that you're on your way into getting a more sleek, sculpted face.
Now let me show you some before and after case studies really quick. Kim has seen results in just less than 3 weeks and has lost face fat. Now her face feels firmer and looks healthier. Dan, within about 4.5 weeks of using the Face Fitness formula, realized how lucky he was to have stumbled upon the Face Fitness formula. Saladin saw a massive difference his first week. Now I'll get straight to the main points that make this program one of the most effective programs for getting rid of that face fat that's making you self-conscious about showing off that sexy facial definition that you know is hidden under facial fat. Inside the Face Fitness formula, you'll discover why the perfect body fat percentage may still leave you with chipmunk cheeks and a double chin, and what to do about it. 5 ways to enhance overall facial contours and uncover your beautiful facial structure hiding within. The top 3 foods you should strike off your grocery list forever. The top 5 biggest mistakes most people make when trying to lose face fat. If you don't know these mistakes, you might never have higher cheekbone structure, and it's not your fault. How a few small tweaks to your everyday diet can skyrocket its nutritional value and help you lose facial fat and add more definition to your face, fast. How to strengthen and tone more than 30 muscle groups in the face, chin, and neck with simple proven facial exercises. What practice you must cease immediately in order to sculpt higher cheekbones, and how to replace it with a healthy alternative. What habits will create chipmunk cheeks even in the thinnest of people. Inside are all-natural tricks that celebrities and supermodels use to define their cheekbones. No, it's not about makeup. And this is just a tiny taste of what's inside this industry-rocking program. The same system that helped so many others go from an O face to a V face in record time. So here's everything you'll